this is the behind the scenes. Hashtag BTS. I have to get all of my supplies and everything in order. Since I didn't have any special requests today, I'm going to just pick my own oils to use. Okay. So, I think I'm ready. I don't understand. If you hit the arrows that go like this, doesn't that mean that it's going to repeat? Duh. I cannot wait to move, you guys. Like, seriously. Once I get to move into a new, fresh lab and fresh space, it is going to be amazing. It's going to make me so happy. I'm never going to want to leave. And I'm already a homebody. When's the last time you see me out, right? Quickly go to the restroom, just because every time I start to record something, my body's like, oh, by the way. Alrighty. Ooh, Lord. Do not like my outfit. I swear, when I'm at home, working in the lab, which is basically home, I will wear some of the craziest stuff. I put on, like, whatever's comfortable and whatever, because I'm like, I have to be comfortable while I'm doing this, especially because I'm new. Okay, so I really need to figure out lighting with regards to my glasses, because I feel like in glares and stuff like that. Alright, ready to get started. Hello, hello, hello. It's your favorite little wellness advisor, Miss Mia. Thank you for watching today's episode of Miss Mia Live. Oh my gosh. See, I can't do that because I was sitting there. Delete. So I was sitting there clapping right next to the microphone. That's a little ridiculous. Maybe I should put it like up here, because I feel like I'm going to want to clap again, and I'm going to have to stop again, and this recording is going to take all damn day. Maybe it's good right there. Okay, let's try this again. 1, 2, 1. What's up, y'all? This is Mia. Thank you for tuning into my video blog today. So, first of all, thank you for always supporting me. I really, really appreciate it, especially since most of my support started with strangers that I don't even know, courtesy of social media. So thank you guys for that. You can find me on all social media platforms. Well, not all of them. On Facebook, I'm Mia Hillary Brand. And on Twitter and Instagram, I'm at Mia Hillary, and that's MIAHILLERY. You can find links. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Speaking of links. But you can find all of my links on my website at miahillary.com. And sorry, I wanted to get some different writing utensils. Those of you that know me know that I'm very particular about the pens that I use and the colors and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm in the lab today, and I decided to do this video because so many people are asking me questions about, first of all, the oils that I use, obviously, and then the difference between diffusing and burning, or I guess using a diffuser versus using an oil burner. So I'm going to tell you the difference, and feel free to email me or reach out to me through any of my social media pages. My email address is on my website at miahillary.com. If you have any questions about anything that I've spoke about today, you can also, today's video will be featuring doTERRA oils. That's actually not one that I use for this, but they're all over the place. That's the fractionated coconut oil that you usually use when you're applying oils topically, which is a totally different video. But I am going to be using my doTERRA lemon for today's video. So, excuse me, good gracious. Even though I don't really need it, it's just the feature for today. This is actually one of my picks, or my oil pick, I guess. I have lots of picks. I love all of them. And I've decided, quick sidebar, that I'm going to do like a Miss Mia pick of the month or pick of the week or something like that. I don't know yet. But this is definitely one of them because lemon is so multifunctional, which I'll explain. So what I mean by multifunctional is many different things. So for this particular video, multifunctional means that it is aromatherapy as well as a cleanser. And what I mean by that is a lot of doTERRA essential oils can be added to or used in conjunction with other oils and water and such to create an all-natural cleanser. And lemon is definitely one of them. Lemon also is used in a diffuser or a burner to give a clean effect, a clean smell, to give the sense of fresh. So the difference is between a diffuser and a burner are very, very simple. A diffuser, I hope it'll reach. Okay. My friend Chris from Trash City Beads gave me this. She sells beads on her website, and she's also into essential oils and such. I haven't got her onto doTERRA yet, but Chris, honey, I'm coming for you. Anyway, so she actually gave me this, and it's a diffuser. And let me see. I'm going to try to take it apart for you. Okay, so this is a pretty fancy diffuser. There are, a lot of diffusers that you can get pretty much anywhere nowadays, any retail store, especially because the holidays are coming up. But a diffuser will always have a water reservoir, like this one does. And I've used this so much that the little sticker on the inside is gone, but it also has a line, which most diffusers will, to tell you where you should, the highest that you should fill the water. Now, it won't always be said that you have to use purified water or anything like that. Purified, filtered, excuse me, filtered water, but I prefer to use filtered water just because for me it helps I don't know what it is, the chlorine and things that have been taken out, but it helps, it just works better with my diffuser. My diffusers last a lot longer when I use the filtered water. A quick side note, I do, in some of my recipes, my apothecary recipes have healing water. I don't know if you can, it's purified. So there are some cases when I'm putting together an aromatherapy recipe for a client that I will instruct them and or provide them with purified water to use in their diffuser in conjunction with the oil recipe and remedy and such. But for the most part, I always use filtered water, and I keep it on my desk or, you know, near my diffuser. That way it's a constant reminder that this is the water for this. Spilling water. So I already have some water in here, but I'm going to put some more in just to fill it up. It's a really easy process. Sorry, I didn't realize you wouldn't be able to see it. Obviously, but so, you know, you fill it up to the line, and then this is where you put your drops in. And with lemon is super, super strong, especially, you know, the doTERRA blends. They are all natural, and I mean, just me taking the cap off, I can smell it. And I like to use this, for instance, if I've been using the diffuser quite a lot, and I've been putting several different scents, because I have lavender, I have eucalyptus, I have, you know, a peppermint that somebody gave me, I have some blends that I've put together, I have frankincense, like I have all these different scents. And whether I'm going from a savory scent, which is like more musky or flowery, or, you know, like frankincense or nag champa or something like that, to something that's more fruity, like a strawberry blend that I've put together, or, you know, something like that. I always want to use the lemon in between, because the lemon neutralizes it. Because what will happen is, even though you're replacing the water, because one of the things that I like to do with my diffuser is only use it when I know that I can allow the entire reservoir to evaporate or diffuse. If I'm only going to be around for a little bit and I want something quick, that's where my burner comes in, because I can manipulate it. But I like to use the entire reservoir with each diffusion. I don't even know if that's a word, but hey, listen, it is what it is, right? I'm always making up my own words. So anyway, and with this particular diffuser, it turns off automatically. So once the water is gone, it'll just shut down. But not all diffusers do that, so I do not recommend leaving them unattended unless you know that your diffuser does that. And even still, I don't necessarily recommend it. If I do leave my diffuser on, my son is home, or I'm nearby, so I know, like, I'm going to run up to the store real quick and come back, so it's not going to be on for very long or unattended for very long. And so I use, with the lemon, you don't have to use so much because it's super potent, and I think it's about it out. So this is actually a good opportunity for me to show you a quick little trick. If I can find my scissors. Sorry, I didn't think I was going to need them. So when you order your oils, they come automatically with the dropper included. And the dropper is really good to help you manage your dosage, because with their potency, you definitely do not need to be pouring anything in, right? Now, there are some oils that will come, like, you know, and more of a squirt bottle type situation. And those are used in higher quantities. You know, if you're trying to, I have a different diffuser and burner in every room in my place. And I have just here in my lab, I have I have 2 burners and 1 diffuser. So I have 3 things, but they each do something different. I like to separate, when I'm with my burners, I like to separate my sweet versus my savory, and I'll get into that in a minute. So they'll come with this to help you kind of rationalize your oils. Otherwise, it's this big hole and too much. You don't need too much. You don't need that much. So what I did is took a pair of scissors and kind of just put them right in between the lid of this part. Oh, shoot, my bad. And the bottle to take it out very slowly. Because, I mean, like I said, this oil, I mean, if you're not careful, and I like to use gloves, especially when I'm making blends, specialty blends, but because you start to get all of these scents all over you. Now, luckily, lemon is something that smells fresh and clean, so it doesn't even matter. It can, you know, it'll go with whatever, because I happen to be a sweet smell person. So normally you would just put, like, I always say 2 drops just because I like even numbers, but you have to figure out what your tolerance level is. Me, I like high potency aroma, so I will put 7 or 10 drops. I'll just be like, but you know, when I do this, like at my mom's house, for instance, I only used 2 drops because she started to get a headache. But you know, so everybody is different. So you put your drops in the diffuser. Make sure that you put the cap on on your oils, especially if you're down to the very little bit and you've just taken the little dropper out, because you do not want to knock it over. But I mean, just to tell you how potent it is, I can smell it, right? So before I put the lid back on, I'm going to show you kind of what happens. So when you turn it on, and mine is really cool. You can't really tell because it's, well, no, maybe you can. You can't really tell because of the light, but it lights up different colors. So there you have it. Once you turn the water on, what happens is the water mixes with the oil and it creates this cool little mist. Let me see if I can, oh, that's better. I hope you can see the mist. It creates this cool mist, and the aroma effect. Now, this has a little case that goes like that, and it's really pretty at night. It lights up, and it changes colors, and you all know how I love things that change colors. Now, I'm going to turn this off just because I'm now going to show you something else. Actually, I'm not going to turn it off because I'm going to be in the lab for a while. So, and that is a diffuser. You can use any type of essential oil with your diffuser. You can mix and match your oils. I am available to put oil blends together. I do have the oh, sorry. I completely forgot about this microphone, so I'm really sorry if that comes out kind of crazy. But so you can use any type of essential oil in your diffuser. doTERRA essential oils are made especially for diffusers and burners, and they have a they're made from all natural ingredients, so they have a super potent smell, so they last a really long time. It only takes 1 or 2 drops and you get this highly fragrant aroma. By the way, you can get your doTERRA on my website. Go to miahillary.com, click all the goodies, and there's the link. Or as you scroll over all the goodies, you'll see a direct link from there as well. Now, burners. So this is my burner. I like them to be really simple just because I like solid colors. So I have like one in my bathroom that's black. I have the two of these that are in my bedroom or my lab, which is pretty much the same thing because I often sleep in the lab. But and I have two because I like to separate my sweet and my savory. What I mean by that is, for those of you that know me know that I kind of equate a lot of things with food. And obviously with sweet, you have your sweet smells, your fruity smells, your strawberries, things like that. And then your savory is, you know, anything that's not sweet, essentially. Kind of the opposite. So that would be your sage, your nag champa, your frankincense, the more cleansing aromas. I like to keep them separate. And in the savory, for me, also would include like eucalyptus. I think I actually have some. Okay, so sorry about that. So it would also include things like lavender, just because for me, savory really equates a lot to floral, and floral scents never really smell sweet to me, like fruity. So your lavenders, things like that. Now, my sweets, there are some that have multiple purposes, so I'll use them in both burners. But like, for instance, peppermint is super sweet, right? But it can also be a savory in the sense of its medicinal factors. If you add this to lavender, see, peppermint is, I mean, did that really just... Holy crap. Okay. I don't understand what's going on right now. So, this is why I do behind the scenes stuff also, so I can try and figure out what's going on here, because apparently, I don't know if I've like run out of space or something. I don't know. But so I was recording and it just stopped. So I'm kind of like, okay. You know, okay. And so I'm trying to figure it out, and I did notice that like there were a lot of it said at the bottom like some time or whatever, but I've never had this happen before. So, and I better not let my sister see it, because she will definitely clown. I be clowning her all the time with her freaking iPhone and it never having any room. But I've never had this happen to me. But I will say this: I've been doing a lot more videos lately than I'm pretty sure I have, good Lord, in a really long time. So I want to say ever. So that's probably what it is. So I'm hoping that if I delete some videos that this shit will rectify itself. Because I've never... And this gives me an opportunity to kind of critique what I just did. And I think that I want to shorten it a little bit. Let me just make sure I got rid of all of the videos. Did I miss any? is pretty crazy. Guess I ran out of video space, guys. I just love my theme music. When I move, I'm gonna get into a place that and have it all set up and look like I've been in the booth. This is pretty crazy. Like, okay. So I just deleted like 70 videos or something like that. So I'm wondering if my time will be different. Okay, so let's turn you off for right now. The diffuser is just over there getting its diffusion on. Okay. Oh. And I think I want to turn the timer back on. Okay, so. Oh, man. I'm just having problems today, huh? Okay, let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Hi. Thank you for listening. It's like it worked. Or thank you for watching, actually, too. This is my vlog about diffusers versus burners when using essential oils. Today's vlog will feature 3 of my best friends, doTERRA lemon. That's upside. Is that upside down? Yeah, that's upside down. doTERRA lemon. Hey, girl. doTERRA lavender. What's up? And doTERRA peppermint. Ooh, upside down again. Oh no. Okay. doTERRA peppermint. Woo woo peppermint. Woo woo peppermint. So, I have a lot of people that are always asking me, especially recently with all of the posts and now that I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate, they're always asking me, what is the difference between a burner and a diffuser? And I'm like, honey, not much, but so much. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you have any questions, would like to give any input, feel free to leave a comment. You can also contact me through my website at miahillary.com. If and when, I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when you are ready to purchase your doTERRA essential oils, go to my website, click and or hover over all the goodies, and there's a direct link to my page where you can order all of your yummy doTERRA essential oils. Yeah. Okay. I should do promos for people because I feel like I get super juiced, especially when it's something that I love. And I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love doTERRA oils for a lot of reasons. Mainly because they are made by all natural materials, which means that their potency is off the chain. I love super, super highly fragrant things. And, I mean, just picking up these bottles, I can smell the lemon. But that's from an earlier, we'll just call it dry run. Anyway, they are made from the most all-natural oils and materials. And if you go to my website and click all the goodies, it'll direct you right to doTERRA where you can get all of the information on exactly how amazing these oils are. Okay, so I'm in the lab today, and you will often hear me refer to the sweet and the savory because yes, I do. I ken a lot of stuff with food. And in the savory sense, I mean things that are more floral or medicinal, anything that's not sweet smelling. A sweet smelling oil would be like peppermint. peppermint is tricky. So on the sweet side, it's for obvious reasons, because it literally smells like the little red and white mints that you can get at the store. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, super sweet, right? Super potent. That's your peppermint. Okay, but peppermint will also serve on the savory side as a medicinal oil, because it can be used in conjunction with like a eucalyptus or a tea tree oil for decongestion. So it kind of goes both ways. And a lot of my personal blends, I put together berry blends, and it comes from like, I'll take a little bit of pomegranate, maybe some grapefruit, because I don't want it too sweet. I don't want it to give a syrupy feel. So I cut a lot of my berries with grapefruit. Grapefruit is a savory, but that's how that particular savory swings over to a sweet. And then, of course, lemon is a savory because it's the opposite of sweet. Lavender is a savory because it's not sweet. It's a plant. So that's kind of how I break things down in my world. Oh, sorry. I was just trying to turn it a little bit. I apologize. I'm still really new to this and trying to get used to putting myself out there like this, so I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to start with the diffuser first. This is my diffuser. My friend Chris, who owns Trash City Beads, I think it's trashcitybeads.com, TRASHCITY.com. If not, you can Google it and she'll come up. She actually gave me this diffuser because she loves me, and it's super cute. This little decorative lid comes off. So every diffuser will have a water reservoir, and on the inside there's a line, or maybe a little sticker. Why a sticker, I don't know, but this one actually had a sticker and has the line to tell you how full to put the water. Normally you want to just use filtered water, because filtered water helps. It just works better. I can't really describe why. I think that non-filtered water has certain levels of chlorine and other chemicals still in it that don't mesh well with the essential oils. But if you don't have access to filtered water, you can still absolutely use non-filtered water. I would suggest, though, you make sure that you're always using the highest quality essential oils that you can, and that would be, in my opinion, doTERRA, which you can order from my website. So after you fill your water reservoir and you put in a couple of drops, now with doTERRA, because they're made with all natural materials, they're very potent, so you only need 1 or 2 drops. Some people are different. Some people can never do more than 1 drop, especially with scents like lemon. That's very strong just already, because it's very overpowering for them. It's super potent. Me personally, I like a highly aromatic scent, so I will often take the stopper out. They come, let me open another one. They come with, peppermint. They come with these little stoppers on them, so you can disperse very moderately. I always take it off just because I'm too impatient. Like, I have to see it go in. So I just have to be very careful and only put a drop. And lemon is one of those scents that is multifunctional. I happen to like the way the scent smells. I don't care for eating lemons and don't usually like lemon in my food or in my water or anything like that, other than lemonade, obviously. But I like it for its scent factor, and I also like it because lemon serves as a disinfectant or cleanser. So if you make your own cleansing, like cleansing products for home and maybe your office, like I do, lemon is a staple because lemon is an all-natural disinfectant, along with some other things that you put in there, which recipe videos will be coming later. So anyhow, I use lemon both when I want to have a fresh smelling aroma, especially like now when I'm in the lab and I'm working, because I spend quite a bit of time here. I mean, I have a pull-out bed here because once I get in a groove, I'm not going to go home at 2 a.m. That's just not, especially when I know that I have to be back in the lab at 6 a.m. I'm going to just sleep here. So I spend a lot of time in the lab. And sometimes, depending on what I'm working on, like for instance, if I'm putting together a specialty blend for somebody because they've been sick and they want to feel better or something like that, something that's really heavy, I'll want to start my day in the lab with lemon because it wakes you up, it makes you feel fresh, it gives a clean, like a fresh start to the aroma in the air. And I also like to use it with the diffuser, especially because it does like an in-between cleaning type action, I guess. I don't really know any other better way to say that right now, but because with diffusers, it's really important to run a clean diffuse. And what I mean by that is because you're putting so much oils, so much water, especially if you're using unfiltered water, and just to kind of to let it do a clean run through, you want to run it with just regular water. Let it diffuse for an entire time. Mine, and when I say entire time, I mean until the water completely runs out. Mine will actually shut off, so I usually will do it like when I know that I'm going to be close to home, but I'm not home, like physically, but I'm running errands. I'll let just regular water diffuse to kind of clean it, just to cycle through like you sometimes have to do with a coffee maker, for instance. And then in between oil diffusion, I use lemon because lemon cleans it out. Quite honestly, that's the best way I can really put it. So now that you've got your water in your reservoir, you've got your oil, your doTERRA essential oils in there, you're putting the lid on it back on it most likely, because if not, then once you turn it on, it starts to bubble because the motor runs and it creates this really cool mist, and that's what comes out. This particular diffuser is so pretty because it actually lights up and it changes colors. So at night or when it's completely dark, this is so dope. But you can see right here the cool mist, and that's my live finger. It's not a fake one, because the mist, it's like you can't even feel it really. You can, but you can't. And now it's dispersing that super clean, highly aromatic doTERRA lemon scent. I like to also use my diffuser when I know that I can use it for the entire time. This helps me to avoid mixing scents, because there are certain scents that I burn pretty regularly, like lemon, lavender, peppermint, and unless it's a specialty blend with, different things in the recipe, I don't like to have them all together. I like a very clean scent, lavender, peppermint, whatever. Also, if that is your preference, if it's something that you're into, instead of using filtered water, especially like when I'm putting together a blend, I will work with purified water to use in diffusers in those particular situations. And that's definitely something that if you're interested in it, we can definitely talk about it. You can reach out to me and send me an email through my website at miahillary.com. Now, burners. I hope I'm not going too fast. Like I said, I'm still really new to this, and I'm just trying to, talk conversationally. So I can, when I get excited about something, I sometimes start to talk really fast. Now we're going to talk about burners. This is, I don't want to say old school. It's more bohemian. It's a more bohemian version. You can get burners that look different, that plug in, at retail stores. I particularly like the more bohemian route, meaning it's this and this. So this is what I use. I have 2 of these in my lab. I have 1 in every room in my apartment. And in my bedroom, in my apartment, I actually have 2, because that's where the sweet and the savory comes in. This is my savory one because it's not really used. My sweet one, I use a lot to experiment with different waxes that I may put together, because I kind of make candles, but then I kind of get lazy and they don't always take shape, so then I'll kind of burn the wax, and the wax is, so anyway. So it kind of serves the same purpose, but don't try that at home. Anyway, an oil burner is far different because a diffuser uses water, so you have 2 elements, where a burner is just the oil. So it burns cleaner. It increases the potency, I would say, by at least 50%. This is, perfect when, especially like right now with the weather changing here in Arizona. It's 70 during the day, but it's 40s at night, and we'll have our little cold spell, but everybody's going to start to get sick. People are hugging and kissing because it's the holidays, and me personally, I stay congested. I mean, I'm a little congested right now. And so I use the savory burner to burn my medicinal oils. A medicinal oil, lavender. Now, lavender serves a couple of different purposes medicinally. Oh, I should have coughed that way. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So, lavender on its own is just a relaxation oil. If you've had a rough day, you come home, depending on how rough your day was, you put some of this in your diffuser or in your burner, and you let lavender take all your pains away. Now, it can also be digested and kind of form doTERRA oils and kind of serve the same purpose, but that's neither here nor there. Now, I also use this in conjunction with some of my other, I call it my decongestants. Peppermint is definitely one of my decongestants, because this doTERRA oil is so potent that a couple of drops and you feel instantly cheery, first of all, because it makes me feel like Christmas, but it clears all of your nasal passages, your eye passages, your neck passages, everything, right? And excuse me. I mean, like, sometimes I've overdone it because I'm like super congested, and I can leave my room or my lab and come back and I'm like, whoa, because peppermint will do that to you. Now, I will use peppermint in conjunction with eucalyptus, in conjunction with tea tree oil. Now, me personally, I don't know if it's an allergy thing, but tea tree oil kind of burns my eyes if I use too much. And because I'm impatient, I have a tendency to use more than what I need to, trying to speed up the process. So I use tea tree oil sparingly, but all of these make a great blend for helping with congestion. And I will use it, I will use varying amounts depending on the time of day. Like, for instance, if it's during the day and I still have a lot of work that I have to do, I'll use more peppermint and more tea tree oil, because tea tree oil does keep me up and alert. If it's at night and I just want to have a good restful night's sleep, I might, add in some lavender, because the lavender is where it has the calming relaxation effect and, help me sleep and decongest at the same time. So these two are sweets and savories. But with the burner, I use burners primarily when I want a highly, highly aromatic situation. Burners require tea lights, and you can get picked up tea lights at any retail store. IKEA, if there's one near you, has bags of like, I think 300 or 100 for like $3 or something ridiculous like that. I get them every single time I, go to the dollar store. The dollar store has a pack of 10 or a pack of a dozen that I'll pick up. So I just always have them on hand. Anytime I'm making a kit for somebody and they're using a burner, I always try to include it. But, with the burner, obviously there's fire. So you want to make, in this case, and I'll differentiate shortly, but because you're using a live flame, you want to make sure that you're only using a burner when you're going to be at home to enjoy it for the duration of the flame. Now, I know what you're thinking, because my mom says this to me every single time we have this conversation. Well, these kind of tea lights, they burn out, they go out on their own. That may be true, but not on my watch. Let's not try it, okay? Now, there are burners that are electric burners that you can get in retail stores, and basically it's the same, there's some kind of decoration. There's a plate area that heats up, but it plugs in. I just prefer this route. I don't know why. Probably because I really enjoy the glow that the tea light gives. And with this particular burner, you have the pretty little design. And these burners can be found all over the place. They will be available in my online store, All the Goodies, very soon. 2019. Yeah. Anyhow, so with this, it's very similar to the diffuser. You're lighting the tea light. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to combine the two. I have my diffuser burning still, or I have my diffuser on still, so I'm not going to combine the two. Now, there are times when I will combine the two. If I'm super, super congested, I'm feeling super, super sick, and for some reason, I'm really congested right now. If I'm trying to get rid of negative energy, if I've had a really bad day, then I might use the two, and then I might put like lemon in the diffuser and lavender on the burners. I switch it up a little bit. Just depends. Anyway, you light the tea light, you're putting it in there. And you're obviously going to keep a burner of any type in a place where it can't catch fire, especially with a live flame. And then, I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, you can see. That is remnants of oil. Now, I had made a candle that I was trying to make a eucalyptus candle, and I used it on here just to try it out. It didn't work, so that's why it kind of looks like that. It's a little waxy, but you will have an oil buildup on a burner. I think you can use vinegar to clean it off. I don't. I usually just use the lemon. Like, I'll use doTERRA lemon oil and dilute it with some water, and that's what I use to clean it. But because I separate my sweet and my savory, I don't clean it that often, because all of this is my decongestant. So I don't really have to clean it. But if you only have one burner, then you probably do want to clean it in between each burn, or if you're going to switch it up. If you've been burning sweet and now you want to burn some savory, you want to clean it in between to get a true scent. So that's the difference between a diffuser and a burner. You can use both. You can use one. You use what is right for you at the time that it's right for you. doTERRA also has diffusers that you can get for your car, which will also be available on my website very soon. I actually have a really, really old school one, because I've been diffusing and burning oils since I'm 18, and I turned 40 this year, so you do the math. But I have a diffuser that's in my car that plugs into the cigarette lighter. Because I don't smoke, I diffuse my oils, and it's really great because I carry my little oils in my little doTERRA to-go pack with me everywhere I go, and it's just awesome that I can just pull them out real quick, put a couple of drops in there, and instantly get the satisfaction of that particular oil. So I'm a believer. I absolutely, absolutely, absolutely love them, and I know for a fact that you will as well. If you have any questions, please contact me on my website at miahillary.com. You can, when you're on my website, you can, sorry, I'm looking at my little buddies over here. These are my 3 little buddies. Ooh. Obviously, I'm not that good at product placement yet. This is my lavender, my peppermint, and my lemon. These are my 3 little buddies that I'm looking at, and I keep these 3 on hand all the time. I also have this guy, which you'll learn about very soon. But let me know if you have any questions about diffusing and burning, and especially if you're trying to figure out what's right for you, because maybe both are right for you, or maybe there's a reason that you should only be diffusing. Who knows? But I welcome your questions. I welcome your feedback. To place your order for your doTERRA oils, please visit my website at miahillary.com and click all the goodies. Thanks for watching. Talk soon. So apparently, it was the fact that I had run out of space for videos. That's awesome. I did not know that. So now I'm going to go ahead and upload it. Yeah, I had no clue that it did that, so that's good to know. Now that really kind of gives me a little bit better perspective on what I'm going to do with my videos and such, because everything is backed up automatically. So, awesome! I smell like lemon and lavender. I just love these guys. Like, seriously. I just love these guys. Whew. Oh my gosh. My walls. I've been in this lab for 20 years, and I legit am like, it's time, now it's time to go. Excited.